What I love to do is introduce the right people to the right people.
I assemble the smartest people I can think of or reach out to carry that conversation, and that's exactly what I've done today.
Please give my panel a round of applause. Welcome.
Okay guys, Jay Martin here, CEO of Cambridge House, and I'm joined once again by Alex Whittier-Sharon, the CEO of Empress Royalties. Alex, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you, Jay.
So thanks for coming back. You know what? You came up in conversation yesterday. I was on this podcast called the Wealth Holders Podcast. And it's, run by this young guy named Kyle, who's great. He's like 25 years old, has amazing guests, really, really smart. And we're just chatting about the market. And Kyle's really invested in royalty companies. And so I hit him up for his favorites, and Empress came out right away. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it's a good place to start.
He's fantastic, very bright young guy, and has been fantastic at following the royalty space.
100%. Yeah, I'm actually going to fly him out to my conference in January to host some content for us. We just hit it off. And then after the podcast, we were chatting, and he's trying to figure out where he's going to go next, But so we'll fly him out to Vancouver in January for our conference. He's going to share some content in one of our workshops. And I'm excited. So people should check out his podcast. This kid's 25 years old. He's super dedicated to the space. It's called the Wealth Holders Podcast, and it's lots of fun.
He's been a shareholder of Empress for a while, and every time we put any press release out, he calls up and we chat about it. He's fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, love that. So people say your brand is what people talk about, what they say about you behind your back. So people are talking about you, Alex, behind your back. Just thought I'd share that. Okay, so I'm excited to have you back because we've had you on the show a handful of times, and you've laid out the game plan, what you're building with Empress, what you're aspiring to build in the future, and you just hit a major milestone on August 12th. So I want you to share that with my viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just completed or just announced that we've executed a $10 million gold stream on the Sierra Antequite project in Peru. This mine went into production in 2002 and was owned by Buenaventura. It was purchased by Sierra Sun Group, who currently owns it. In 2016, it's produced over 1 million ounces. So this investment for us, for $10 million, gives us 4.5% gold stream in all the production up to 11,000 ounces. And then it drops down to a 1% life of mine stream. So we've executed the agreement, and we funded the first portion of 5 million. So we're getting 2.25% royalty at the moment. And very excited, last week, we just received our first revenue from this producing mine. So a big milestone for Empress, and delivering on our plans to bring production stage assets into the portfolio.
And delivering on your promise to shareholders. So congratulations. I love that. It's always a privilege when we have a story on, and then I can bring him back 4 or 6 months down the road and say, you told us what you were going to do, and now you're doing it, right? And so let's use that as a segue. Just touch on the revenue forecast, because this obviously is the first stepping stone of many for Empress. So what's the picture look like if you take us down the road 1, 2, and 3 years, Alex?
Yeah, so we started with exploration assets. We brought in 3 development stage projects, being Manica in Mozambique, Talahueto in Mexico, and Pinas also in Mexico. And with these 3 development stage assets coming online, and with this now production stage assets, we're predicting over $6 million, or forecasting over $6 million of revenue next year, going up to $9 million in 2023 and over $12 million US in 2024. And that's kind of been our focus all along, is to find near-term producing assets to help them to get in production, or producing assets like the Sierra Antequite project, where we're helping them expand the production. With Sierra Antequite, we're taking them from 750 tons per day up to 1,000 tons per day. So we're delivering on our business model, and creating revenue for Empress and bringing value for shareholders.
And Talahueto, which you just touched on, correct me, this is the silver stream in Mexico that was almost closed the last time we spoke. Is that right?
Yeah, so we've closed on that one since. This is owned by Adelaide Mine, formerly known as Tilson. And this one was a project where the company had a couple challenges. We came in with our partners to provide a full $25 million financing solution. And we closed and executed and fully funded our $5 million portion. And now Talahueto is online to hit production the end of this year, beginning of next year. So bringing some great revenue into Empress.
Okay. Now, there's been so many new royalty and streaming companies launched in the last 18 months, and this has become a really common conversation on my channel. And usually it's along the lines of like, how do we vet the 80% that probably aren't worth our time? I mean, that's kind of the general rule of thumb. in the resource space. You do have a unique asset in your back pocket, and this is your agreement with Endeavor Financial, a relationship that you've recently expanded into a larger capacity. I want you to share what's occurred, and then maybe I'll add why I think this is significant and why it caught my attention.
Yeah, so Endeavor Financial's been around for 30 years. They're leaders in the mining finance industry and experts in that sector. They've been our investment manager from the beginning. The chairman, our chairman, is their managing director, David Rhodes, and we've expanded their mandate, increased the scope of work to include and also M&A. So really able to tap into the resources there and give Empress a lot of opportunities and advantages that way.
The significance there, first of all, everybody that watches my show, I think, knows who Endeavor Financial is. They're one of the major players in mining finance. And I would love to have David Rhodes on the show one day. I'll just put that in your ear.
I know.
He'd be a great guest. But the significance here is that how do you differentiate between the plethora of royalty and streaming companies available to investors right now, and having access to Endeavor's expertise when it comes to facilitating or acquiring debt facilities is significant, because you don't have to go back for further dilution to the market when you need more cash, right? And that's unique. That's unique. So just talk to me about that advantage and how that sets Empress apart a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think having the relationship there and having access to debt, again, avoiding further dilution, is fantastic for Empress. And just the scope of what that brings us and the opportunities. I mean, we talk about differentiating from other royalty companies. There have been a lot of royalty companies entering the space in the last 12 months. It's great for investors. They have a lot of different opportunities and different styles of investing, depending on what they want to do. We've been on the creation side and the creating of revenue. And that was our mandate from the very beginning. And that's what we've now delivered on with Serra and Tepite, and with these other development projects coming online and bringing revenue into Empress. And then hopefully be able to see the share price reflecting that.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Anything you want to leave my audience with, future trigger points, things to look forward to in news flow? Any final words, Alex, please?
Yeah, no, we've got, we're in discussions right now with over 12 different management groups about creating new royalties and streams for them. We're looking at way over $100 million of potential opportunities and investment, opportunities for us. So I think really watch the space. We're delivering everything we said we would to date, continue to do so, and hopefully there's some new projects to be able to announce in the next while. And these projects that we have invested in will be bringing significant revenue into Empress and creating value.
I love that. And Empress will be at our show in January in Vancouver.
Very excited to be there.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So Alex will be on the floor up at the podium presenting the story, and I can't wait. So look, thanks again for coming back on, updating us. This is a key milestone, so congratulations. And it's a privilege, because whenever we have a story on here and I explain to my audience, I never tell anybody what to buy, but I tell them why I built a position, and a lot follow me in. And so it's really nice to be validated and have a CEO come back on and they're executing on the plan they said they were going to. So appreciate your time, Alex. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. And thank you to the audience for listening. Always a pleasure.
All right. As always, if you enjoy this content, please hit subscribe. I'd love to have you on the team. And if you want to take the next step and go a bit deeper with my content, I publish a free weekly newsletter every Friday where I debrief my portfolio. I distill the top lessons I've uncovered from the guests I've had on this show every week. And I talk about sectors and industries that I think are poised to move, areas I'm looking for opportunity, and places that I'm allocating capital. I love writing it. We publish every Friday. The link is right beneath this video. Love to have you join the tribe.